Um, good evening, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to today's CUHK MBA info session and alumni fireside chat. We are joined by audiences from all over the world, from Brazil to India, and then here in Hong Kong as well. So thank you for being here. For tonight's theme on Global MBA, Global Impact Transformative Journey through CUHK MBA program, speaks to the heart of what makes our CUHK MBA community so unique. It's not just about acquiring knowledge. It's also about making personal, professional, and global transformation. So for today's session, I will start off with introducing CUHK MBA program for the first 50 minutes. And we will then move on to the highlight of today's online session by having our MBA alumnus, Prateek Pant, to share his first-hand experience at CUHK Business School and the challenges he faced, the connections he forged, as well as the mindset that propelled him into the current leadership position, in the dynamic fintech landscape. After which, we'll leave the last part for the Q&A session. And if everyone's ready, then we shall get started. So Hong Kong has always been known as a world-leading financial center and an international business hub due to its competitive economy. So its competitiveness is underpinned by its free flow of capital, common law system, a simple and low tax regime, as well as a world-class infrastructure. So moreover, the city is known as an international education hub due to its strategic location, the culture of East beats the West, and the distinction of being the only city with 5 universities being in the top 100 global university ranking by QS ranking. The Hong Kong government is also particularly keen to retain overseas talents who completed their full-time studies here. Hence, the availability of post-study work visa, that's known as IMG visa, allows non-local graduates to remain in Hong Kong to find work and work here for at least 2 years without the need of company sponsorship, thus reducing the barrier of finding employment locally. And of course, for CUHK and for CUHK, we are recently ranked, having the best performance ever on the QS World University ranking, ranked at number 32nd. So that's a really amazing achievement by our university. And for our business school, we are double accredited by AACSB as well as AMBA. So with the accreditation, that demonstrates the quality of the teaching that our professors possess, as well as the research areas that are top-notch in the world. And also that reflects the rigor of related to the curriculum associated with our MBA program. So the key strength or the key distinction of CUHK MBA program is that it's the first MBA program established in Hong Kong back in 1966. So it's actually the first MBA program established here in Hong Kong, and in fact, one of the first in Asia. So that really, speaks for itself in terms of its history and its standing within the region. We do have the full-time MBA, which spans for a period of 1 year. And it has got a 51 credit units of graduation requirement, where the pre-term would start in August, and it will stretch, and subsequently you have term 1 all the way to the summer period to complete your core courses as well as your elective courses concurrently. And then we also have the part-time MBA program, which lasts for 2 years, where the graduation requirement is six units lesser than the full-time MBA, which is at 45 units. So during the first year, you would complete most of the core modules. And during the second year, it'll be a combination of both core modules as well as elective courses. And the classes are normally held in our main campus every Saturday. We have a total of 6 concentrations where students can mix and match the different subjects that they want to do based on their preference and their career aspirations, or they can concentrate on a maximum of 2 specialisms, which will be reflected on the transcript. And what we also emphasize is not just on theories, but also on the experiential learning that our students could get through the program. For example, we have business practicum, which acts as a sort of consulting project where students will form teams and to work with real life clients to work on a real life solution to a certain business issue and to present in front of the senior leaders. So this would allow our students to gain that practical experience in terms of acting as a consultant to advise clients for certain strategic level of business problems. On top of that, we also have themes related to sustainability, where we'll bring students to ESCO group with their sustainability site based in Guilin, mainland China, to understand how a polluted industry as such could be transformed into one of the sort of cleanest environment for by the company. So that's something that our students could potentially learn from the trip itself. And also we have entrepreneurship related electives such as PEVC, as well as DTAP Lab. And we also bring in business speakers to impart their industry knowledge and experience to full-time and part-time students. So in terms of the location of our business school, so we have 2 different sites. First one would be at our main campus, which is near the University MTR station, while the other one would be at our town center campus in Admiralty, which is the CBD of Hong Kong. And both campuses are well served by the Mass Transit Railway, which is also known as MTR here in Hong Kong. So that really offers that convenience for our students to travel to different places, whether in terms of going up north to visit mainland China, or to go down south to the CBD to have a coffee chat with business connections. So as we are approaching to the 60th anniversary of our MBA program, we stand out in terms of the 3 strategic hallmarks, namely global academic excellence, lead with Beam, and Asian-centric focus. And I would like to touch on a bit about the lead with Beam ecosystem that is the core of our beyond campus learning for our students. So the Lead with Beam ecosystem consists of 4 competency pillars as well as stakeholders who are our CUHK MBA alumni. And the LEAD program serves as a platform for our students to connect with our Beam stakeholders. For example, we have director's table and elite mentor coffee chats where students can make use of these networking activities to connect with our board advisors, elite mentors, or lead advisors or industry masters. And through such interactions, our students would be able to learn and connect with the right network, which allows them to grow in their personal and career development. So this is something that goes beyond the curriculum itself to offer that extra element in terms of the learning from industry practitioners as well as industry leaders. So these are different schemes that we have associated with the LEAD program, such as Elite Mentorship Program, Ecosystem of Future Leaders, Global Immersion Scheme, etc. And this would serve, these are, this serves as a structure to allow our students to differentiate different sorts of activities and the events that we organize, so that they would be able to tailor their participation based on what they are looking for. I would also like to bring up one of the key highlights of our program under LEAD, which is the Elite Mentorship Program. So this program has been ongoing for the past over 20 years, where our students would have the opportunity to connect with one of our senior MBA alumni on a one-to-one basis based on our students' future career goal and career direction. So our MBA office would intentionally match your aspiration based on the profile of our MBA senior alumni, who would normally have around 20 to 30 years of leadership experience. And they would be able to offer very personalized advice, based on the concerns or questions that students have in regards to the industry that they might be looking to join. That's different prior to their previous, that's different before joining the MBA. So that really offers a unique insights for our students to understand more about a potential role that they're interested in, for example, or the industry that they hope to join from such senior leaders. On top of that, we also emphasize a lot on the interactions with other students from all over the world, as well as connecting with companies abroad. So that's why we do have the Global Immersion Program to allow our students to go on study trips abroad. So normally we have 3 study trips in one academic year. One that would be heading to mainland China. Another one would be in one of the countries within here in Asia. And the third one would be over in one of the Western countries. So our MBA office would organize, 3 global study trips for our students every academic year. So for our part-time students, that means that throughout the 2 years of their studies, you're gonna have the chance to actually go on, a total of 6 overseas study trips, and that would offer a very unique opportunity to, explore different business perspectives at different places that you would go to. Yeah, and of course, we do have student clubs as well, student associations, where students would form in teams and to take up leadership roles in each of these clubs, and as well as student association, so that they can actually hone their leadership skills through, these clubs, and as well as, creating events to invite speakers, for example, to speak to students or other stakeholders associated who are interested to join the events that's organized by the clubs that is related to the theme that they are passionate about. So these are all our current students and recent graduates who have been involved in different clubs. We also do have a unique program for our full-time students as well. That's called the Career Accelerating Program, known as CAP. So in this program, our students would have the chance to actually have their CV, cover letter being sort of improved on based on the AI tools that our MBA office has hired. So that really offers the efficiency as well as the effectiveness in terms of applying to jobs. On top of that, we also have career doctors who are our professors as well as HR professionals to advise our students based on the strengths of our students as well as the weaknesses of our students and to sort of provide direction on in terms of what they are planning ahead and to advise our students whether their interests actually match against what they are actually strong in. So we have got career doctors to provide their expertise to our full-time students, especially for those who are looking to make a career change post-MBA. As our CHK MBA students, you have the chance to receive knowledge from our world-class faculty, as well as the industry experience from our global bean stakeholders through the LEAD program. So the combination of both would, obviously offers a very unique insight and to help you in terms of your professional and personal development. The last part of my info session would be on admissions requirement. So in terms of what our admissions committee is looking for, contains three elements. Firstly, the quality of the applicant in terms of their career progression, as well as their academic qualification and their achievements. Secondly, is about the fitness between the applicant, as well as what CHK MBA program can offer. So this would be determined through the 2 rounds of interviews that we have in place after your submission of your application to us. The first interview would be conducted by our MBA Administrative Director, and he would require our applicants to present using one PowerPoint slide on why you're looking to apply to CHK MBA program. And he would also ask questions related to the different challenges that you might face in the workplace and how you go about actually tackling them, for example. So different situational-based questions to really find out more about your personality and your type of approaches to different happenings that occurs in the workplace. And lastly is about the diverse experience that you could potentially bring into the program, and especially, with the sharing among your peers. So these are the 3 key elements that we would emphasize in terms of finding the right students for the right programs. And in regards to the requirements, first, we require our applicants to have, or at least students to have at least a recognized bachelor's degree. And secondly, a minimum of 2 years postgraduate full-time work experience. In terms of English requirement, at least 79 for TOEFL, 6.5 for IELTS. If you've done GMAT for the verbal section, if you achieve band 21, you could get an exemption from the English proficiency test, or that if your degree is with an English, your degree is, you know, is of the medium of instruction as English, then you would be exempted from TOEFL or IELTS. And we will also require two referee information. So starting from last year, we have made GMAT or GRE optional. But of course, having a good score would definitely strengthen your application. In terms of tuition fee, our full-time program currently is costing 605,000 Hong Kong dollars. As for a part-time program, it's at 490,000 Hong Kong dollars. But for outstanding applicants, we certainly do have huge scholarship incentives, especially those who apply during the first round of the application cycle. So if you're looking to apply, then certainly do apply earlier, as that would boost your opportunity in terms of obtaining a higher scholarship if you are to be accepted. Do follow us on different social media channels to get a better understanding or to keep up with the latest happenings within our MBA program. So we are active on LinkedIn, Facebook, IG. So do keep track of the happenings within our program. So moving on, I'm delighted to have Prateek with us today. So basically Prateek is currently holding the role of head of partnerships and affiliates for Instagram, part of Neo, which is a fintech company based here in Hong Kong. So Prateek is currently building partnerships, managing partnerships with different organizations based or clients based in Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, as well as India. So it's a pleasure to have you here today, Prateek. And I'm sure that our audiences would be interested to understand a bit more about your profile as well as your MBA journey and post-MBA journey at CUHK MBA program. But yeah, it'll be nice, to give a start. As a starter, can you tell our audiences more about your background, including your pre-MBA as well as your post-MBA role?
Okay, sure. Thanks, Albert, for the nice introduction. This picture is 6 years old, and I feel really old after looking at the picture right now. And thanks everyone else who has joined the call. I'm not sure where everyone is from, but I'm sure this takes up some time of your day. Let me do a quick introduction, just a reintroduction, right? I work for Instagram, which is a sub-brand of Neom, which is a fintech unicorn headquartered in Singapore and San Francisco, and we operate in about 60 odd countries, and we essentially manage money movement across the world, right? I look at partnerships for the business team globally. That includes Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, US, UK, Europe, all the major countries and continents. And my role is essentially something that I have grown into in this company. I started off as an intern, and over the last 5 years, I have essentially been lucky enough to sort of grow into this role year on year. And pre my MBA, before CUHK happened, I was the easiest way for me to explain what I did before my MBA is that I did everything, right? I have done PR and marketing. I was in alcohol for a while. I was working for a beer company in India. I worked with entertainment brands, but my experience before CUHK was very diverse. And I used the MBA as a way to sort of bring all that diverse experience to one focused industry, which was fintech. as it turns out. And now I'm here, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Albert's very nice to me. I wouldn't call myself a leader just yet, but it'll happen someday.
I'm sure it will. Yeah. Yeah. So as you mentioned, you are now leading partnerships
Yes.
in Hong Kong at Instagram.
Yes.
Um, so it's obviously a fast-growing fintech
Yes.
focus on cross-border payments. So
Correct.
what actually drew you into this space related to fintech, and how does it align with your long-term career goals?
Right. So, the is so it's a very interesting question because there are two or three different points in my Hong Kong time and career in CUHK that I sort of moved towards fintech. I never wanted to be in fintech. I used to be someone who was of, like I said, from a different background. I had zero understanding of what fintech meant. I just thought it was a digital bank, and I was very averse to the idea of going into banking. So my first point came in when I wanted to do my MBA, which is when I wanted to, because I had such a diverse experience, I wanted to sort of add a business acumen lens on it, learn from a number of people. And when I came to CUHK, I started understanding, in essence, what fintech meant. I remember Professor Singman Chow's lectures on what fintech is, uh, actually understanding that everything in the world is based on financial tech. It's just how we view it is different. So that led me to the path of um, uh, exploring what fintech companies are out there. And the second thing that really mattered to me was, um, as a person moving from India to Hong Kong, was how can I save money? How do I save money a little more? Right? How every penny I
Yeah.
earn is needs to be saved. And that question of what how money moves led me to discovering a lot of companies in this specific space of money movement between different places, which led me to Neum and Instagram. And uh, because CUHK lit that spark of fintech, I used that to start searching, and that research during my MBA led me to the companies that I wanted to try applying for and potentially get an internship in.
Hmm. Yeah, good to
And
know. Yeah.
in terms of my long-term career growths, to your second question,
Yeah.
my long-term career growths are very simple. I want to be um, um, at a point where I am a key decision maker at a management level, right? That's my
Yeah.
professional aspiration. Um, I know that sounds very vain, but it's true. I dream of being the CEO of a company and driving the direction of a company someday. So I'm very
Yeah.
clear on that. And this space offers me something that offers me a growth path that I won't have in a traditional MNC setup, much faster.
Yeah.
Um, and it allows me to sort of learn a lot more about a space that I don't have experience in, right?
Yeah.
Um, because fintech, unlike traditional banking, does not come with a set of prerequisites on success, right?
Hmm.
As a non-banker, going into fintech uh, was something that I could achieve, but as a non-banker, trying for a banking job would have been a
Yeah.
lot more difficult, if that makes sense. So I understand the good parts of banking while being in fintech, but I can be more creative with the work I do because I'm in fintech.
Fantastic. Thanks for the insights.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. MBA aspirants are definitely looking at achieving at C-suite level. So it's definitely a goal
Sure.
for a lot of MBA aspirants as well as MBA students or graduates.
Yeah.
Um, so an opportunity for you to actually promote about Instagram. So
Oh, okay.
um,
Nice.
yeah, how do you see Instagram helping individuals as well as businesses in terms of solving
Sure.
real pain points such as high transfer fees or slow
Right.
international payments?
I mean, you answered two questions, two parts of it already.
Right.
Uh, like I said, right? My
Yeah.
my requirement was how do I save money? That led me to Instagram, and when I joined, I want to not be technical, so I will try to simplify the concept as much as possible.
Mm,
The world is very small now, right? It's gotten smaller each year. The world gets smaller each year. You're connected to different parts of the world, a lot more faster every minute. Money has proportionately gotten more expensive, not cheaper, right? The cost
yeah.
of living, the cost of saving money and spending money is can be more expensive. For us at Instagram, um, what we wanted was people who send money home, whether it's for families, whether it's for you want to send money to a friend, or you want to gift something to your family member or friend, or there's an emergency and you need to send money home. We want you to be able to do that because it's an emotional decision, not because it's a financial challenge. Um, and that's what we worked on, bringing the core cost of it down, because traditional setups do not allow you to do that for cheap. It's very
Mm,
expensive. And without sharing percentages, it's a big problem, right? That's the consumer side of it. The same thing applies to businesses as well. Um, for the longest time, we've seen the bigger the bigger you are as a company, the better bank rates you get. The same way, the richer you are, a bank treats you better, right? But no one treats the small businesses which are actually something that are driving the world right now. People can get a job out of Hong Kong. For example, me, my company is in Hong Kong, but my reporting is in Singapore, right? My
mm,
money, my salary tends to be decided in Singapore. They're sending money to me. You can get a job anywhere in the world right now, and get paid from a different part of the world, but that won't be cheap for you. How do we make sure it's cheap for you and as fast as you going to an ATM and withdrawing cash and giving it to a friend of yours? The amount of time it would take for me to go out to an ATM right now, withdraw cash, come back home and give it to a friend, is the amount of time it takes me to send money uh, to my dad for his birthday. And that's the kind of promise that we work on, and that's what Instagram does. um, and um, the first time we started doing this was with students, which is why I wanted to sort of
mm.
talk about Instagram as well, is because we do this for students. Our first time we ever had anyone using us was students who had to send tuition fees. um, right? And tuition fees are obviously a big chunk of money. You get worried about sending so much money, and then you have to follow up with your bank on where's my money. With Instagram, you have sent the money, and it's literally there in the university, whichever university or college or rental, within a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. And that's the promise that we have sort of built on. That's our mission. We simplify money for you so that emotionally you can do whatever you want.
Well, thanks for the sort of the explanation and
Yes.
obviously description
I've
about,
s- yeah,
what
I've
kind of real of
simplified
life.
it as much as I can. Yeah,
Yes, 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 it does.
yeah,
Then back to the your MBA experience, moving back in time, right? Before actually you applying for MBA.
yeah.
So what actually motivated you to pursue an MBA, and why in Hong Kong?
Okay, so two parts to it, right? So what motivated me to do an MBA was um, a realization that I lacked in certain parts of business that I didn't necessarily learn on the job, right?
Mm,
Um, I had done well, um, to a certain degree on my own in moving careers, but um, as I started growing, I realized there is a glass ceiling that I needed to cross, which required me to have a business mindset that I did not have at that point of time. I was not necessarily a data driven person. I was not necessarily a financial statement driven person. I was more of a I want to do cool things and I want to do cool campaigns, but I could not ever
mm,
bring the business side of um, creating a case around it that made sense for the cool things to happen, right? Sometimes that was a challenge for me. So this realization meant that I needed to take some time off to study. Um, and the reason I came to Hong Kong is uh, this is again 2019, 2020. Um, and since then, obviously, the world has changed a lot. Hong Kong had a few tough years in the middle. But the reason was simple. Hong Kong has the highest density of expats um, from different parts of the world who are moving in because of work from different countries, or students who are coming into Hong Kong to study, right? So from a professional sense, I wanted to study my MBA in a place where I felt challenged. Outside my comfort zone. I could meet people from a different culture, um, und- understand where they come from, what they do, and sort of use those two parts, fill the gap of what I don't understand yet through the MBA, and also learn from my peers, which is essentially the diverse set of classmates I met, but not just the classmates, the people I met in Hong Kong, right? Over the last 4 or 5 years that I've been here, just purely the working, not even the MBA, has still been good for me because um, even within fintech, I have learned through other people about things that I would not have done if I was in a silo, right? So
Yeah,
that's it. Those are the two main reasons why I wanted
I
to do
see.
an MBA from Hong Kong.
Yeah, great to know.
Also, I mean, if I had to
Yeah,
share a personal reason, it's also because
yeah,
if you've ever had the chance to be in Hong Kong, it's just a beautiful place. I call it the small city with the biggest heart. Um, it's got a lot of things to do that you can uh, a little bit of
yeah.
everything that you should definitely experience once in your life.
A very nice description of the city. um, then, of course, during your MBA experience, what's the sort of biggest surprise or most valuable part of uh, valuable sort of experience that you have sort of gained, either academically, professionally, or personally?
Sure. So, uh, professionally, like I said, the
Yeah,
I owe my MBA a lot about um, for my understanding of fintech. Even if it was just an introduction to fintech, that would not
yeah,
have happened if I was not at CUHK.
right.
It's a fact, right?
Yeah,
Even every research I've done since then was because of whatever I understood about the industry there. Um, Academically, um, it was so to be fair, everyone, I don't know how many of you know have realized. So I'm from the 2020 batch, which means we were also the batch that was studying in the midst of COVID. So we had a different set of challenges as well.
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, academically, I think those classes challenged me um, in a way that I don't think I've been challenged even at work on many days. I was scared to go to a few professors who I will not name because they used to really be tough on us to actually understand things that we didn't. And if I look back at it, it was a great thing for me, right? Because I learned through that challenge.
yeah,
But also, it gave me the opportunity to try stuff out that I wouldn't have done otherwise, right?
yeah,
I didn't know what sustainability. I mean, I was interested in sustainability. I think everyone is, but I didn't know
yeah,
what sustainability meant at a business level. And um, during my CUHK, I somehow found myself as the leader of the sustainability club. I was heading that club, and I was suddenly meeting people who were telling me that sustainability is not about charity, it's not NGOs, it's actually about financial understanding leading to betterment of resources being used by any company, right? And
yeah,
academically, that was an eye opener for me. So, uh, and also the classes. Again, academically, I think I've done fairly well in the classes. Um uh, and the 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 projects, I would still say it's it's not what you learn in the classroom that was the main thing. The classrooms are great. You study. It's the project that we got to work on, right?
yeah,
um It's the projects that you, even if the project was really bad, even if your result was really bad, but sitting in your dorm room in the middle of the night, screaming at your classmates because you think they're doing something wrong, and they're screaming back at you, um, to a point that sometimes, if especially if it's three different nationalities, and this has happened. This is not a lie. Three different nationalities. We were really angry with each other, trying to successfully finish a project, and we reached a point where we're screaming at each other in our respective languages. But we finished the project and we went out for a drink. It's
Yeah.
still one of my core memories. And
Mhm.
that's the main part of being in a academically being in an MBA, in my opinion. It's the people you meet and the stuff you learn from them and the stuff you get to work with them on, which was beautiful. Um, Personally, um, like I said, it's not a secret to anyone. I love Hong Kong as a city. Uh, right. Personally, it's been a great city.
Yeah.
There's still parts of Hong Kong that I haven't explored. So personally, it's been a great city. I've met a lot of people here, um, and I've shared a lot of new experiences that I don't think I would have had in if I was back home in India. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Well, great to know. Yeah. Like what you mentioned, you meet a lot of new people,
yeah,
of diverse backgrounds, and
yeah.
of course, you yourself, you previously lived in India before your MBA, and you have been here in Hong Kong for past 6 years, and
Yes,
you're just
very
1 year
happy.
short of obtaining PR here,
Correct,
which is
correct.
an
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I become a
I
PR
believe
next year. Yeah,
it's something that I believe you wouldn't have imagined back then before you set foot here in Hong Kong.
yeah.
But of course, you yourself being expat here, how, you know, what kind of things you have sort of, um, I mean, what kind of work culture and
Hmm.
opportunities that you have experienced so far here in Hong Kong that differs from your home country? Um, yeah, in
Okay,
general, basically.
interesting.
Mm,
That's an interesting question. So, I don't. They're very different and similar in the same. To be honest, like India and Hong Kong have, uh, um, it's. I wouldn't say it's a fair comparison because India is obviously more different cities have different work cultures, but
yeah,
I would say this in Hong Kong's favor. People really work hard. Like I don't the if when you hear those when you watch those videos about hustle and work hard mentalities and all of that stuff, Hong
yeah,
Kong live people in Hong Kong live that. It doesn't need to be just the MBA students. It's literally every single person in Hong Kong is working hard towards something.
mm,
Um, and you don't see that at this scale in a city everywhere, right? You don't see that. I've been to a few other countries in Asia as well. I don't see that anywhere else. I don't see the way people are working hard, and they play hard as well, but they work really, really hard. And that culture is um, something that was. It's a little scary sometimes because then
right,
you're always thinking about trying to keep up, but it's
yeah,
great once you get into the rhythm of it, right? Once you start understanding that everyone's competing, but in a good way, and everyone's trying to do their best.
yeah,
I think that's one of the biggest things that I would say about Hong Kong work culture, right? Like, but the same time, they all have fun.
mm,
Everyone who's working hard is having a lot of fun at the same time.
yeah,
They'll work hard, complain, and then they just have a lot of fun. So it's a chaotic balance, which is great, which is beautiful.
yeah. I remember our private conversation last
Yeah,
time, and you mentioned about LKF.
yeah, yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
actually, the very popular place in terms of, just chill and, having drinks with your colleagues and
sure.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's,
and you're
yeah,
back at office the next morning. It's a good work culture, I'd say. Um,
indeed,
but yeah,
indeed.
I think that's the main difference, I'd say. I mean, India also has that now. Again, I have been working in Hong Kong for 6 years, so I wouldn't know
Yeah,
what India in 2025 is. So I can speak on behalf of Hong Kong. It's beautiful to work in Hong Kong in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So looking back, what's one thing that you wish that you would know before applying or starting before you start your MBA? And what advice would you give to someone who is actually considering to do an MBA here
Okay.
in Asia or Hong Kong in general?
Yeah. Okay. So
Mm,
um the thing that I was not prepared for um um is the amount of adaptability I'll need to learn as I come into Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong,
yeah.
for all the good things that I just mentioned, it's also a tough city in some ways. You need to understand that you have to be adaptable because it requires hard work. It means you need to be adaptable as well. So my advice would um, be flexible and learn the city and the people just as much as you're learning about companies. Understand how work culture operates within people, how what they do after work, what's the right way um, um, to introduce yourself to a new company, what is the wrong way, what you should not be doing uh, uh, when you're reaching out to companies or when you're talking to the senior leadership, and what you should be doing, right? Those are things I learned the wrong way because I learned them by making mistakes. Even though CUHK told me, to be fair, the admissions team gave me a blueprint of things to do. I didn't do any
Right.
of those, and I failed for the longest time. Um, but follow the blueprint. The blueprint sounds tough, but it works. That's why it's a blueprint.
Mm,
Take the advice of not just the MBA office, but also the professors. The professors come with a lot of experience, especially from different industries. If any of them have industries that you are interested in, first talk to them, understand how they would be able to, what guidance they can give you, and take as much information, and only then make yourself into a package that sells to anyone else, right? That would be my advice. Initially, um, what I did was just cold emails and without actually realizing what my value was and what I wanted.
mm,
So my advice to anyone who's coming in is from day one, sort of start building yourself, your personality, not just personality, but your profile. What is your profile? What are you selling? What are you convincing them that you can do? And what do you think, what value do you think you're going to provide to them? Be very clear on those points, and things will start working in your favor.
fantastic advice. I was just about to ask the last questions related to how MBA students can make a triple jump like you, but I think you have already answered that very clearly. So that's indeed,
Triple, yeah, triple jump again. It's just
yeah.
the, I don't want to give. There are no specific rules, to be honest. But
Mm,
um, uh, the, the thing I tell everyone is that uh, be prepared to fail, but don't fail to prepare. Right? This is a very old MBA thing, but
mm,
it's actually
yeah.
very true. You will have um, an MBA is a collection of students who are all looking for the same thing. They're all looking for a job. Everyone's trying to understand who they are and learn. So be prepared that you will be fighting against classmates that you love as friends as well. And you will be competing with other schools. You are
Yeah.
representing CUHK against other schools, to businesses. So it will not always be good. But do not stop preparing. Be positive, continue going at it, and things will start panning in your favor. Understand, every experience will teach you something good or something that you can learn from. And that is an ongoing setup. And especially if it's an Indian, especially I can speak only for Indian students because again, I know what
Yeah.
the college situation in India is like. Do not come here with an expectation that you're just going to join the college and get a job. You have to actually join the college and learn. and CUHK gives you all the resources, everything. I don't know if you still do. For me, like I was telling you before everyone joined, I had to get a haircut. I was not like this. I was very different as a person, right? I had to learn a lot of things that I picked up and sort of created a package out of it. And then I used what CUHK, the guide rails that you gave me, to start reaching out to companies, to start having those coffee chats, to start
Yeah.
talking about myself in Hong Kong to different sets of people that they know who Prateek is when he reaches out. And from that point on, things started working out. Whenever the opportunity came in, they reached out to me instead of me having to reach out to them. And that's the core thing that you have to definitely do if you're coming.
Wow. Thank you so much for the valuable sharing, Prateek. Yeah, it's certainly very insightful, especially our prospective applicants or students who are actually relocating
Sure.
from their home country to Hong Kong and to potentially, build a career here post MBA.
Right.
So yeah, really appreciate the valuable sharings that you have actually offered. Um, We'll then move on to the Q&A session where I already see there are questions been listed out. So I'll just dive right into the questions. Okay. Okay, there's a question asking, I would love to know about the MBA program and the scope it provides in the job market after pursuing MBA from CHK. Well, I have just made the presentation about it. I suppose you join a bit later. So what you can do, we would send out the recording to the registrants to, review or to play back on the presentation earlier so that you can understand better about our CHK MBA program. The scope that it provides in the job market. Well, from our MBA perspective or from our MBA office viewpoint, is like what Pratik had mentioned. So we provide the resources that's needed for you to be professionally ready and career ready. So it's really about you being as a student, as an MBA student, to be proactive in making connections with hiring managers or industry leaders, in the area that you are actually looking or interested to join in the future after your MBA, and then to build that connection, cultivate the relationship, and without any agenda, during in mind of at least in the conversation, right? So that you can actually build a genuine connection with the person who is critical in your future sort of a job hunt or job search. So it's also about showing curiosity as well as your um, you know interest in that particular industry or function. So it's important to ask smart questions and to display a fair amount of knowledge related to the roles or the industry that you're looking to join, so that it would help you to stand out when it comes to uh, in job search or using referral as a mean to help you to land a role or at least an interview in the future. Not sure if you've got any comments about that, Prateek?
So Swapnil, I hope that's the right name. The job scope again depends on, it's a very broad question. Um, if you are clear on what the Hong Kong market is, you should also try sort of looking into the kind of industries you're interested in first. Uh, you'll probably be able to interact with the CUHK office after that, because there are certain areas that Hong Kong is premium in, which is fintech, finance, banking, even blockchain is something that's growing here, right? But if your goals are a different industry, then the market scope changes. This applies to not just CUHK, it applies to all colleges in Hong Kong, all over the world. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult to answer because it's slightly broader. But if you're looking at it from the perspective of, like I said earlier, um, MBA and then guaranteed job, that's not the process. The process is MBA resourcing and opening the doors for you to make the opportunity in the industry that you are choosing.
Yeah, indeed, very good advice. So is that the only questions we have? We've got 16 attendees today.
Just
So
unmute and ask
just
us, everyone. It's okay.
feel free to ask any questions that you might have in regards to our MBA program or Prateek's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are only 2 minutes away from the end time, so feel free to type in the chat box or can speak through the microphone.
I think someone's trying to.
Okay. Yeah.
We can't hear you. No.
Yes. Sorry, Amanda. We can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, we can hear something. Don't worry, you can simply just type in the chat box, which is fine as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, no worries. Yep. Okay, yeah, thanks for the question, Amanda. You're asking how active is our alumni community and how often do current students engage with mentors? Yep. So actually, our alumni community is very active in the sense that we actually do have a company associated with our CHK Alumni Association. So, from time to time, um, every month they actually do host a gathering in different places. It requires registration in advance, of course, but I actually did join one a week ago. That's actually hosted by the VP of our CHK CU MBA Alumni Association, as well as the chairman of the again CU MBA Association. So it's really about having a gathering and to catch up with each other and to meet new people, especially those who share the same MBA experience with you, and to recollect the past, to reminisce, and of course to build connections, right? To potentially share ideas, especially if you meet somebody who's working in the same industry or function with you, then obviously you can share insights related to the work that both of you have done during such gathering. So yes, our alumni community is pretty active in that sense. As for how often current students actually engage with mentors, to be honest, almost every week. during the studies. So that's why we have the LEAP program in place to create a platform for our students to meet alumni, especially alumni who are willing to put in their time and as well as their willingness to share their insights towards about the industry that they are in, as well as the leadership journey, after finishing their MBA and moving up, through in their career ladder, and to share about those experience that they have gained throughout the years of their work experience after finishing their MBA. So, like what I mentioned earlier, like a director's table is one platform, one event. Then there would be elite mentor coffee chats, as well as even going on trips where we would also invite alumni to join those trips as well, so that you know it allows our alumni to meet new people as well as our current students to meet um, our alumni to really have that mixer among themselves. Yeah. Prateek, would you have any
I
thoughts about
think,
that?
yes, I think once we have very active, I'd say not as active as I used to be when I was engaging them as a student. I think CUHK was made it easier to engage with alumni. Um, uh, but I think a lot of us are still active because we want to give back to the university. So we have regular events. I think sometimes we go to the university, sometimes we have sessions like this. Um, and sometimes it's, to be honest, sometimes we don't even tell CUHK, but we are meeting students offline together because we've gotten to know them through one of these programs. So I would say it's fairly active, and we do tend to meet quite a bit. I wouldn't say we meet every week. That's obviously different for us as alumni. But
Yeah,
if it's a project, if we are doing mentorships, then it's a little more active because then we have a dedicated time per week that we just commit to, and everyone,
yeah,
as far as I know, everyone's honoring that commitment very well.
yeah. Well, just to add on, for students, they meet our alumni every week in the sense
Yeah,
that they will meet new people, new alumni from different industries, from different functions, right? And of course, having the opportunity using the CHK MBA platform to make new connections, especially to um, meet someone who is in a leadership position, to 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 learn about the sort of the insights related to what they have been working in, to learn
yeah.
about their expertise and forte. So that's really something that is really valuable, especially um, having that student status,
Mm.
and of course, having the privilege to be at with CHK MBA.
If I can add on, if you're coming for a full-time MBA, if the goal is a full-time MBA, then definitely interact with the part-time MBA students as well, because these people are professionals working in jobs in the market, and it's something that it's some of the alumni that I'm very close to are people from the part-time MBA batch itself, because they were essentially the ones who taught me what working in Hong Kong looks like as well. Um, and it's a great place to meet people who are already working as well.
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, Amanda, you're applying for part-time MBA. So that means you will be playing the advisor role.
That's great. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Yeah, we are slightly over time in terms of event, but yes, really thank you so much, Prateek, for being such a good guest. Share so much information and your experience related to your CHK MBA journey, as well as to our participants as well. coming from over the world. So really appreciate your time, for attending this session. So yeah, certainly, I would definitely look forward to seeing you at CHK in 2026 if you're gonna join us for our next year's intake. So thank you all for joining, and I certainly wish you a very good evening. Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can still find me on LinkedIn and reach out. Please feel free.
Yep, and Prateek is our CHK Business School Global Ambassador. So indeed, really appreciate your roles, being here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye bye.